Hey everyone, my name is Riley, and in this video I will be comparing some of the most popular domain registrars to help you make the best decision for your business. I will be showing you what to avoid doing when buying your domain, why it's important to choose a good domain registrar, and what to look for when choosing the provider for your domain. If you decide to go for any of the domain registrars mentioned in this video, make sure that you use the links down in the description to pick yourself up a nice little discount. Now, this gets me right into the first mistake, and this is buying a domain straight from the provider that you used to build your website. For example, if you build a Shopify store, you don't want to then use Shopify to buy your domain. If you build a WordPress website, you don't want to use WordPress to buy your domain. The first reason for this is there are website builders, there are not specifically domain providers, so they are not as good for protection. They are a little bit sneaky in the way that they price things, and overall they are just super expensive compared to actual domain providers. So if you are serious about the business that you are building online, going through an actual domain registrar is vital. The first domain registrar that we are going to be taking a look at is GoDaddy. GoDaddy is by far the most popular domain provider, and if you Google how to buy a domain online or where should I buy my domain, GoDaddy is always going to be the number one suggestion. Now, if I go to GoDaddy and I look at the domain GeForce North 123, you can see that this is supposedly only going to cost me $8.17 per year. Now, that sounds fantastic. It's very cheap until you actually go ahead and add this to your cart. Now, if we actually take a look at the cart right here, we can see that it automatically puts in the basket for 3 years. But I only want this for 1 year. And then you can see it now jumps up to $12.17. Now, $12.17 for a domain is not bad by any stretch of the imagination. However, if we look here in the small print, we can see that this renews in November 2024, so 1 year from now, for $22.17. And then we also have this full domain protection right here, which they charge $9.99 per year for. And they give you this spooky little message to say like, look, you need to buy this, otherwise your domain is going to get hacked. So if we look into this, we can see this supposedly prevents hackers from stealing your domain or making other unauthorized changes. And it also requires two-factor authentication for vital changes like deleting or transferring a domain. Now, what they don't mention here is that GoDaddy already has two-factor authentication built into your account for free. As you can see, if I just go over to my GoDaddy account here, we have two-step verification, and I can simply go ahead and add this to my GoDaddy account. On top of this, GoDaddy already offers Whois protection on all of your domains for completely free. So this full domain protection right here for $9.99 per year, I really think that this is just a way for GoDaddy to maximize how much their customers are worth, and I don't really think it does much in order to actually protect your account. They also have this email right here, which is a massive bonus for GoDaddy, is the fact that they integrate with Microsoft 360 Email Essentials. However, this $1.99 per month, if we actually go ahead and add this to the cart, you can see that we are locked in for 12 months right here at $23.88. And then this renews at $71.88 per year, which is outrageously expensive for an email provider. On top of this, none of the GoDaddy domains come with the SSL certificate, and this is something that you have to purchase separately. Now, if you are new to SSL certificates and you don't know what this is, it's this little padlock at the top. And then if we click on this, you can see the connection is secure. And if you don't have this, when a lot of people are trying to access your website through Google Chrome or their other browsers, it's usually going to block off the site and just not let them get access unless you are SSL secured. So it's pretty important that you actually add this to your domain. And as we can see with GoDaddy, this is ridiculously expensive once again. We can see that it comes out to $69.99 per year with a 3-year term. And if we want to go ahead and change this to yearly, it's going to cost us $100 per year. GoDaddy also offers hosting for if you want to build WordPress sites or just host your other websites using GoDaddy. And this price, $6.99, is very reasonable for the web hosting. So let's just go ahead and go into the plans right here. And we can see that with the web hosting economy, everything that it gives us right here, the website, 10 databases, 25 gigabytes of storage, this is more than what you will need for hosting a simple website. As long as you are not building a store or anything like that, this 25 gigabytes of storage is absolutely fine. Now, adding this to cart, we can see that if we just want to go monthly, it's $11.99 per month. But if we go for the yearly plan, it is $6.99 per month, which is very, very reasonable. However, because GoDaddy is GoDaddy, they charge extortionately high fees when this actually goes ahead and renews, and they charge $119 for the renewal of this. The next domain registrar that we are going to look into is Namecheap. And Namecheap is currently my favorite domain registrar. It is currently where all of my domains sit right now, and even the ones that I had with GoDaddy are now on Namecheap because I transferred them over. The main reason for this is simply the pricing. If I go ahead and look at that same domain, GeForce North 123 right here, we can see that this domain, the exact same domain that we just had with GoDaddy, is going to cost us $10.28 per year. And if we go ahead and add this to the cart, we can see that this domain is going to renew at $13.98, which is almost half of what GoDaddy were going to charge us for that domain renewal. They also have free domain privacy right here that you can just go ahead and simply enable at checkout. This is free forever, you will never have to pay a single cent for this. Now, Namecheap do have some upsells at checkout, however we can see that when compared to GoDaddy, these are far more reasonably priced. We can see the SSL certificate that was going to cost us $100 per year on GoDaddy is only $5.99 with Namecheap, renewing at $13.20 per year. Now, the fact that SSL is absolutely vital on every website you build, with it being so much cheaper than GoDaddy, this is why I transferred all of my domains over from GoDaddy to Namecheap. We can also add a business email right here, which you can try out for free, renewing at $41.88 per year. We have a VPN that you can get for $9.99 per month, but renews at $7.88 per month. And then a few other things down here, like this social media manager and review manager. I have never personally used these, so I cannot comment on them. However, feel free to try them out for yourself. Another important aspect of Namecheap is, of course, the hosting. So if we go over to hosting right here, we can see that this is going to cost us $1.98 per month in this first year. So we pay $22 in this first year, and then this renews at $44.88 per year, which once again is under half of the price of GoDaddy. Changing the data center location will change the price a little bit. However, most people are going to want a data center in the US, as most of your audience for the website is going to be from the US. We can also change the billing cycle, which changes things slightly. However, the yearly plan is industry standard when comparing all of these domain registrars. Another major benefit that I want to mention about Namecheap that I found over GoDaddy is that their live support is absolutely incredible. I can go here, ask any question that I want, and within usually about 30 seconds, Namecheap are going to get back to me. I will be put straight on with a customer representative, a real person that will go ahead and answer my questions. When I was using GoDaddy, I only reached out to the help desk once or twice, as I was only using GoDaddy for a couple of months. And they did help me, they did get to the bottom of my solution, but it was a lot more time intensive, it was a lot harder to get through, and overall, from what I've seen online when looking at other reviews, Namecheap do have by far the best customer support. This moves us on to Porkbun. Now, despite the absolutely crazy name, Porkbun are actually a very decent domain registrar. If I look for the same domain, GeForceNorth123.com, we can see that the first year is going to cost us $10.37, and it renews at $10.37, which means that if you have your domain for any longer than a year, Porkbun is going to be the cheapest option on this entire list. Adding the domain to the cart for just $10.37, we get Whois Privacy, which is pretty much standard with any domain. We get a built-in SSL certificate, which makes this even cheaper, as with most domain providers, you have to add this on at checkout. And then we can also go ahead and add this email address for $24 per year, and web hosting for $2.50 per month. They are an option, but I wouldn't really recommend either of them. The email provider feels a little bit bulky and slow, and the web hosting doesn't really integrate as well into WordPress and other websites as things like GoDaddy and Namecheap. Now, with all of that being said, Porkbun is an absolutely fantastic option if you are something like an affiliate marketer, where you're buying hundreds of domains per year because you need them when running different ads. If you're buying 50, 100, 200 domains per year, Porkbun is by far the best option on this entire list, as you don't really need a fantastic user experience, and saving that $5 per year on all of your domains goes a long way when you have hundreds of domains that are in there. In terms of the live chat on Porkbun, I have never really used Porkbun as my actual domain provider. However, when researching this and looking into all of the domain providers before making this video, people did say that the live chat support is absolutely fantastic. And if you need any help with any of your domains, then the live chat right here will be absolutely fantastic for you. The next domain provider that we are going to be looking at is Hover. Now, Hover is probably my second favorite domain provider after Namecheap. I can go ahead and search for GeForceNorth123.com. And as we can see, this is currently $15.99 per year. And if I go ahead and open this up, it stays the same price whether I want this for 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years. So pretty reasonably priced, although not as cheap as Namecheap and Porkbun. However, the user interface on Hover is super nice. It is very easy to use, much nicer than Porkbun. The only downside to Hover is that there is no hosting built into the Hover platform. If you just strictly need a domain, Hover might be a good option. However, just keep in mind that if you ever do want hosting in the future, then you would have to transfer all of your domains from Hover, and it is an absolute nightmare. Trust me, you do not want to do this. When I had to transfer all of my domains from GoDaddy over to Namecheap, I wanted to do unspeakable things. So as I say, Hover is a pretty good option, probably my second favorite behind Namecheap. Next, we will be taking a look at domain.com. And if there is one thing that you can take away from this video, it is do not use domain.com. It is absolutely horrific, and there is nothing that I would recommend more than not using this website. Firstly, it is super expensive. If I just go ahead and run a quick search here, we can see that it automatically is going to be added to cart. And then we can see that the domain purchase for, if I just go to 1 year, is $11.99. And then this privacy and protection is $8.99 per year. Now, domain.com is the only domain registrar on this list that does not offer whois protection. So if you want the privilege of people not being able to access all of your personal information by simply looking up your domain name, then you have to pay $9 per year. Without this, people will literally be able to search up your domain, see all of your personal information, your email address, your actual address. And for this not to happen, you have to pay $9 per year, which is not something that we see with other domain providers. Another thing that they don't mention is, okay, this is for 1 year, but what's the renewal price on domain.com? I managed to pull it up right here. They are not super transparent with this on the website, but you can find this if you go for searching. So $11.99 for the first year, that is shown right here. However, the renewal price is $21.99 per year, which is absolutely ridiculous. This $9.99 per year that you see is the transfer price. So overall, the fact that this is super expensive and you don't get that free whois protection, you have to pay for this, domain.com, just stay away. This absolutely is terrible. To give my final thoughts, the domain registrar that you go with really depends on your use case and what you are going to be using this for. If you are just buying between 1 to 10 domains, you want to easily connect this up to websites like Shopify and WordPress or your blog, you are just using this like an everyday person, then Namecheap is going to be by far the best option. The cheap prices, the nice user interface, and the fact that you have everything like your email, your hosting, your domain, all under one roof, Namecheap is by far the best option for most people. However, if you are registering hundreds of domains per year, you're an affiliate marketer and you need hundreds of domains for your ads, then you don't need to worry about the user interface, and Porkbun is going to be the best because the $5 that you save every year on your domain is quickly going to add up when you have hundreds of domains. So that was my top domains comparison. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to smash that like button and tap that subscribe button. And until next time, take it easy.